biggest, most massive blows to the Democratic agenda of using activist judges against Trump that we've ever seen. The Supreme Court and the DOJ have just handed Trump's administration the immigration equivalent of a nuclear button, okay? In a 5-4 ruling, they confirmed that Trump can, and he said he will, use the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to treat Tren de Aragua gang as what is an invading foreign force. This means no more endless appeals, no more activist judges blocking deportations. Venezuelan gang members can be rounded up and shipped straight to El Salvador's mega prison. This is a historic win for borders, sovereignty, law and order in the United States. Show some love in the chat, guys. The Supreme Court, by one vote, has put us back on track to secure and make America safe again. If you love this, hit the thumbs up like button, because guys, it's only going to get better. The DOJ has now charged Congresswoman Sheila McCormick, a Democrat out of Florida, with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds, laundering the proceeds, and then using the money to support her 2021 congressional campaign. She faces up to 53 years in prison if convicted. There is already rulings on the Congress floor to for expulsion of her seat, meaning the Democrats would automatically lose one vote in the House. This is coming straight from the DOJ, going after a sitting Congresswoman. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stole $5 million from FEMA funds. And if it wasn't, and what makes it even worse is just remember, FEMA skipped over houses that had any Trump insignia during all the hurricanes and all the flooding that happened before the election. This is just, again, the Democrats are being caught left and right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because Trump is winning. Trump added 119,000 jobs to the economy in September. And since Trump has been in office, 97,000 federal jobs have been removed from being a burden on the taxpayer's wallet. We also have it, again, this is where I'm starting to see the full picture, and I hope you do too. Because the DOJ is, I told you this like a month and a half ago. We would start seeing more arrests. We would start seeing more investigations. The DOJ just told a federal court it needs the California's voter rolls data to enforce federal law and purge illegal non-citizens, dead voters, and duplicate registrations. California is now refusing. California won't audit nor clean up their own voter rolls. And now we are heading to the Supreme Court on this one. Trump is now 25 wins, 2 losses at the Supreme Court. And we're about to go again for this California voter roll audit. You know that if they won't hand over the data, they're trying to hide something. Trump is now saying, and this is some of the biggest breaking news today, because I don't know what's going to happen with this, everybody, but this is not the next level, the highest level of breaking news that we would ever give on this channel. Trump is now saying that the seditious behavior of high-ranking Democrat officials that are telling federal staff and military members to defy orders and perform an insurrection against President Trump by the military is under investigation by Pete Hegseth, our Secretary of War. Trump said it's seditious behavior and punishable by death. We have the video to show you, and it's bad. We're going to go over all the receipts today, guys. Supreme Court hands Trump massive victories. DOJ charges a Democrat congresswoman with stealing $5 million in funds. Trump is growing the economy. And now we have this where we literally have top Democrat officials in a video calling for a coup and insurrection against our sitting president. Big breaking news show today. Thank you to everybody who is watching. Thank you so much for all your support. We are so grateful for everyone that supports our channel, not only in watching, in liking our videos and sharing our videos, but in our giving. And I want to give some special love to Elaine Demeen. Thank you so much for your support. When you're a member or you give a super chat donation on this channel, we partner with you. And on the 22nd of every month, we donate to a local charity. It's always usually to a children's home, because to me, the innocent need it the most. And we're about to hit Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we want to do some really, really good things. Christmas for Christ. We want to do the Christmas tree, angel tree, all that good stuff. I want to give some special love to Melinda Johnson for gifting 5 TrueLife News memberships. If you got a free membership from Melinda, show her some love in the chat. Big, big stuff today. Thank you so much, Tijuana Border Jumper. Said no one is above the law. Glad you're better told. Thank you so much for your support. Show them some love in the chat. If you don't mind doing us a huge favor of hitting the thumbs up like button. This is massive, everybody. This video that you're about to see, again, this is only coming after Trump has not only won exponentially in almost every single way possible. Now we have Democrats telling troops to defy Trump as the commander-in-chief. Listen to this.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
Keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens. Like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
you must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
All right, everybody. This is, again, calling on people to outright defy what President Trump is trying to carry out in our country. Everybody, this is big. And not only that, everything that we are exposing on this channel, it is all with the receipts. President Trump, this is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up. This is big, everybody. And again, not only that, Trump doubled down. And he is so upset with this because of what the actions that are happening now behind the scenes, because of what those Democrat officials said. He's now saying that this is seditious behavior punishable by death. Like, dang. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because again, you have former people that served who are now calling on sitting CIA, FBI, military personnel to go outright against Trump. This is big, everybody. You cannot make this stuff up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And the reason why is what I'm about to show you next. Trump's approval ratings going up. Trump's economy going up. Jobs going up. Him and Elon are back together again. So all this winning is showing you that now the Democrats are doing whatever they're trying to do to try to destroy Trump and try to have another and try to misdirect the attention and the narrative of the American people towards a chaos fight with Trump and military personnel of some sort. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. Milton Burns, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. Say good morning, everybody. Let's have another great show. Like always, let's get it. I love it. Show Milton some love in the chat, as well as Patricia Jordan, first time giver on the channel and member. Show Patricia Jordan some love in the chat, everybody. Don't forget to show Melinda Johnson some love. This is big, everybody. What you just saw is one of the next big fights, and it's all because of what you're about to see next. If Trump wasn't winning as big as he is now, none of this would be happening.
Said, "What's up, Musk?" when he rolled into dinner. I wonder if Elon crashed in his old office like the good old times back in the Doge days before Elon said Trump was in the Epstein files. I guess he was kind of right, but not in that way. But either way, water under the bridge.
They got the worst policy. I don't talk about it too much because if I talk about it, they might change. I tell people, don't talk about it. Wait till 2 weeks before the election and hit the hell out of them. Right? We talked about that, right, Elon?
So the boys are back? Maybe. Trump still wants to hear one more thing.
We're giving them a deduction on the interest if they buy a nice Tesla car and they borrow the money. You're so lucky I'm with you, Elon. I'll tell you, has he ever thanked me properly? But I'm giving them a deduction. Now, Elon would like to have it differently. A deduction only if you buy a Tesla, right?
Trump's not here to make war, just money. He only hates people who keep him from making it, like the Fed chair, too late Jerome. Trump wants him axed. And he asked Bessent to be the hatchet man.
The only thing Scott's blowing it on is the Fed. Because the Fed, the rates are too high, Scott. And if you don't get it fixed fast, I'm going to fire your ass.
Oh!
Trump has a soft side, too.
Let me tell you this, everybody. You think I'm telling you, today is one of the biggest news days ever. The Trump administration just banned Gavin Newsom from giving federal dollars to illegal aliens under a program governed by the FCC. Now remember, California gets almost $750 billion with a T, trillion dollars of federal dollars from the federal government. This document shows that Gavin Newsom was hiding social security numbers so the feds couldn't check legal status. Here is the report. Here is the receipt, everybody. This is literally what I love, is that we bring the receipts on this channel from the FCC. And not only that, the Democrats are losing so bad. Look at this. They went into California and said, we want to request the data for the voter rolls because we want to clean it up and audit it. Well, guess what? California has now refused. Now this is going to go to the Supreme Court. And again, Trump is just winning left and right. The Supreme Court granted him in a 5-4 win that he can actually, guess what? Do his dang job and remove illegal aliens from the United States. And the worst of it all, guys, this right here is a disgrace. The Democrat Representative Sheila McCormick is now facing expulsion from the House after being indicted, okay? Remember, when you're indicted, it's by a grand jury. That means that they have already gone through the files. They already have the evidence. Anytime something goes to a grand jury and you get an indictment, 99% of the time, your butt's going to jail or you're about to pay an enormous, huge fine. And in this case, 53 years in prison. She stole this is what they're indicting her for, of stealing $5 million from FEMA funds. How sick can you be when FEMA is for people that need it the most? People that are going through the worst tragedies in their life. People that literally have lost their homes. And you stole this money for your stupid campaign? Are you even kidding me? But your butt has now been indicted and your butt is going to stand before a grand jury for stealing $5 million. Are you kidding me? And this, I'm telling you, everybody, is why everybody is turning towards Trump. And what you're about to see, his numbers are up.
It breaks his heart when you go green.
Some of these countries that are losing their ass.
Oh,
we have countries
sorry,
that are
y'all.
going bankrupt because they're putting windmills all over the place. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money.
Money is Trump's favorite word.
Approve of Trump on foreign policy at this point in term one. Look, Donald Trump was just at a 35% approval rating. Up like a rocket. We're talking about 43% now. That's an 8-point rise. On the net approval rating, we're talking about a double-digit rise. The American people like much more of what they're seeing from Donald Trump in foreign policy in term two.
But the P word's clocking in at a close second. peace. A peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine could come as soon as this week. Axios reports Witkoff hammered it out with Moscow and hinted Ukraine better take it. The White House says, as for the rest of Europe, we don't really care about the Europeans. So diplomatic.
Do you
Trump's
see this?
doing so much for peace that
This right here is why they're going all out against Trump, literally telling military troops to defy Trump. Trump is calling this treasonous. He said this is seditious, and this is being investigated right now by our Secretary of War, where the Democrats are literally telling troops to defy Trump as the commander-in-chief. This is, I'm telling you, the Democrats are throwing every single thing that they've got at Trump, hoping that something sticks, because they have lost like nobody's business, everybody. And this is the thing that no matter what, you know that without a shadow of a doubt, that Trump is beginning to totally take over the entire country with these wins, guys. Look at this. This is the stuff I'm telling you. And this 5-4 win with the Supreme Court has now cleared the way for Trump to truly remove the invasion that just happened in America. In a 5-4 ruling, they confirmed he can use the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to treat Trinidad Aragua as what it is, an invading foreign force. This right here, Supreme Court, 25 wins, 2 losses, everybody. Trump is not playing around. Patty Razor, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said it's way past time these crooked politicians go to jail. Corruption is everywhere in our government. It's disgusting. 100%. Y'all give Patty Razor some love in the chat. We're exposing it all. And our boy Thomas Brewer, OG of the channel, said donation day is close. If you're able to give, please give Joel some help. I love it. Show Thomas some love in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel, as well as our OG D-Dog 1711, member for 13 months. Give him some love in the chat. And Robert Cash said accountability, truth, and justice. God bless you all. Go MAGA. Everyone have a blessed holiday. Amen. Show him some love in the chat, everybody. Patty Razor, Thomas Brewer, OGD Dog, and Robert Cash. Because this right here, this is what we voted for, everybody. This is what my heart is so thankful, because again, too, when I look at how much Trump is doing to put America first, this right here is what matters, that we are getting the final win. We want to win the war, not just win the battles. And if you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, listen to this.
Now we have a Fox News alert. The Supreme Court just cleared the way for Trump to deport illegals even faster. The High Court ruled that Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act to send Venezuelan gangbangers to a mega prison in El Salvador. This is a huge ruling in Trump's favor and a major win for the country. After, as you know, D.C. Judge James Boasberg ordered a stop to the deportations. So this is pretty significant. These deportations, Caroline, can keep going.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Trinidad Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
And you had another couple critical wins in the court with regard to Doge. Tell us about those. That seems to be making progress.
Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. There have been many wins that the mainstream media has failed to cover, particularly over the weekend. The Supreme Court also ruled that the president does, in fact, have the authority over federal funding, that he can dictate what funds can go out the door and what can't, so long as they are part of the executive branch. So we have always, again, maintained that every executive order the president has signed, every executive action that he has taken has been well within his executive authority. And DOJ is doing a tremendous job at cutting back at the waste and the fraud and the abuse that have been ripping off American taxpayers, that have not been aligned with our interests here in our country. So we're going to continue the president's agenda. Again, he's well within his constitutional authority. And it's great to see the Supreme Court reining in these activist judges who are wearing robes, but are acting as judicial activists, not as real judges and real arbiters of the law.
I'm telling you, everybody, this is coming to an end. Like everything that we've seen, this right here, even this breaking news that came out yesterday, SNAP benefits update. Okay, for those on SNAP, get ready, because the USDA is going to completely deconstruct the program. Everybody's going to have to reapply. Everybody's going to have to prove citizenship. Everybody's going to have to prove that their means are not where they need to be, so that's why they need this support. They're going to start putting in drug testing. They're going to start putting in seeing if you're able-bodied, work requirements. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. The SNAP benefits is about to be completely deconstructed because they found that while 42 million low-income Americans nationwide have been receiving the SNAP support, they've been abusing it, selling their cards for like things like, I'm not joking, cigarettes, beer. They've been trading for services like getting their hair done, nails done, things like that. Secretary Rollins has said that because of the complete fraud, waste, and abuse that has been found, they're going to completely deconstruct the program starting from scratch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this right here is about to affect America like nobody's business. And what they're betting on is that they can cut at least a third of all the assistance going out. Because remember, normally low income already vote Democrat, but if they cut the third of assistance that comes out already, which is around $200-something billion a year, they can reallocate that towards paying down the debt and helping those that with more tax breaks in the middle class. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but this is happening. Irish78, thank you so much for that kind gesture. Said, I got a $5 tip at work, passing on to the kids. This is open sedition. Behind the scenes is conspiracy. Will of the people can remove everyone from office 100%. Get their butts out. Show Irish78 some love in the chat, as well as Slipknot60. Thank you so much for your support. Show Slipknot60 and Irish78 some love in the chat. And don't forget to show Thomas Brewer some love on the chat as well. This right here, again, this is happening today, everybody. The Trump administration just banned Gavin Newsom from giving federal dollars to illegal aliens under a program governed by the FCC. He was hiding social security numbers so the feds couldn't check legal status. This is everything's, they're targeting California because California receives $750 billion in federal aid. Okay? That is a lot of money. Over 10 years, that's $6 trillion that this state receives. And so they want to make sure that there's no fraud, waste, and abuse. They want to make sure that we are using our money wisely. But again, the biggest breaking news today, guys, Supreme Court win. But what you're about to hear next, this has shocked Steve Bannon. And if you have shocked Steve Bannon, you've done something, because this dude has pretty much seen everything. Listen to this.
Number one, it was about artificial intelligence, everything we got that. But because of what happened yesterday, I asked you to come in here. It's hard to shock me, but this crossing the line of these former CIA officers, Army officers, a Navy captain, Mark Kelly, I mean, that video will live in infamy. I am stunned of what they've tried to do. They are trying to insert themselves, I don't know, sedition or insurrection to actually talk to the troops to insert themselves between the military and the commander-in-chief. And as you know, President Trump, we got the emergency orders, the invasion of the country. We've got a carrier battle group off of Venezuela. We have an amphibious ready group. We have 3,000 fleet Marines. They're talking about potential invasion. Now, we're not for the invasion, but you've also got, as the Washington Post, New York Times say, we have covert action going on right now. We have troops everywhere. They're negotiating a deal in Ukraine. They may have security guarantees, which we hate, but they're trying to negotiate with the Russians.
And I want to show you, for those that have just joined the channel, what he's talking about, because we always have people coming in and out. What he's talking about is this right here. Democrats made a video. We showed it earlier on the channel. Democrats tell troops to literally defy Trump and stand up to Trump and what Trump is trying to do. And this is by four House members, 4 Democrat House members, okay? Trump is furious. He said this is seditious behavior and this is punishable by death. Look, I'm just showing you the receipts, everybody. We show you everything. So again, this is what they're talking about. And now there's investigation started. Secretary of War's getting involved because this can't go on. You can't have sitting House Democrat members coming in and trying to insert themselves into the military and control the military through the Congress against the commander-in-chief, which is President Trump.
At this huge negotiation in Gaza, you have 200 boots on the ground in Israel right now as the logistics coordinator for the Gaza, for at least the Gaza, drawdown. So that's why I asked you to come in. I mean, you're the tip of the spear here for fighting these things. Is this just shock you just conceptually that now in our government, elected officials are actually looking into a camera and telling the military to disregard the orders of the commander-in-chief?
That video by those Democrats, politicians in Congress, is the most dangerous video imaginable. They are calling on the military and intel officials to ignore an order of the President of the United States, and they are asking these line CIA agents and these frontline soldiers to make a legal determination whether a president's order is lawful or unlawful, and then these non-lawyers are supposed to take a drastic step of ignoring what they think could be an unlawful order of a president because these Democrats, members of Congress, are encouraging them to do this. Remember this, President Trump has won like 21 out of 23 cases at the Supreme Court's
He's 25-2.
Emergency docket this year alone. That's a 91% success rate. That means that these lower court Democrat activist judges got the law wrong. These Democrat activist judges are getting the law wrong 91% of the time. How do these Democrat politicians and Congress expect non-lawyer CIA officers and non-lawyer military frontline soldiers to get the law right? I mean, this is a dramatic step they're calling for.
Hang on, because this is all of a piece, and the reason I wanted you here. All of those 21 cases are about basically the theory of the case that we have of the inherent powers of Article 2 of being chief executive officer of the U.S. government. He can fire anybody he wants, including the alphabet agencies. He can, the appropriations bill, which is a law, is a ceiling, not a floor. As commander-in-chief, emergency powers, he's called this, an invasion of the country, and he's chief law enforcement officer of the United States government. Those 3 powers, and we admit he's got a maximalist idea inside the Second Amendment. 21 times they've gone to the Supreme Court. These guys thought, those federal judges, they thought they were going to win all the way up. They've been reversed, or we've won 20 of the 21, correct? About the inherent about the powers the president has under Article 2. And the court is telling us very clearly, we're not the Warren Court. These are political issues. They must be determined politically. We're going to stay out of them. The president's got the ability to do it. The progressive left, thinking the courts were going to be on their side, thinking that the Boasbergs of the world were going to win, are now really going extrajudicial to directly talk to people to just, okay, we can't, because they don't have any backup. They've lost 93% of the cases when they thought that this was what's going to stop Trump. Am I wrong in this thing that now they...
Let me tell you this, everybody, because I'm layering on like nobody's business today of what's going on. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, because this right here, this is how far they are going with everything that they are saying. The Democrat congressional leaders, which they are admittingly outright that they are working with known sex offenders. They are working with people to try and oust Trump in any way, form, or fashion. You will not see that. Guys, this is something that when we expose this, it will blow your mind, even what CNN is asking them, because even CNN can't believe what this Democrat representative is saying.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number.
And for context, the lady, the Plaskett, the lady to the far right, she is the one that they tried to censor because she was talking with Jeffrey Epstein while she was interrogating Cohen in the Trump hearing in 2019. And her and Republican leadership made a backroom deal so that 4 Republicans would not censor her as long as the Democrats wouldn't go after Corey Mills. But listen to what she has to say. And the CNN host, don't even believe it.
Text you about issues. They speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right, but on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning. So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Sure. I explained to people, I've been a prosecutor for many years. And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends, that you use to get information to get at the truth.
You see? I'm telling you, everybody, this stuff you don't make up. This right here, again, I don't know if you've heard about it, but this, God, it hurts my heart to even say this stuff. This judge literally let this person go with 49 prior arrests. His last charge is where he went, doused a lady just sitting out in the open with gasoline and lit her on fire and said, "Burn, be burn." And this is a Democratic judge, okay? This is what they stand for. 49 prior arrests. What eventually happens is they eventually end up killing somebody. But this is what the Democrats stand for. You want me to give it to you even more? President Trump is now putting into investigation, has told the DOJ that anybody that was a climate change pusher be investigated. Anybody. Because guess what? Bill Gates has backtracked now. We're not hearing anything from Al Gore, from everybody. Why? Because it was all a hoax to get money. Soros. You had Al Gore, Bill Gates, everybody. And know what? We're going to even throw some more on you. House Oversight Chairman James Comer is prepared to refer Bill and Hillary Clinton to the DOJ over their refusal to testify in front of Congress about their ties to Epstein. He says that he expects the Clintons to be met with the same fate that Bannon and Navarro were met with, of being held in contempt with Congress, going to jail just like Navarro and Bannon did. So I'm telling you, everybody, we're bringing the receipts today. Stuff is dropping left and right, but this is the justice we've all been waiting for. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Happy birthday, Kim Clark. Said her birthday's tomorrow. Wanted to give to the children. Thank you, Joel, for your dedication. God bless you. God bless you, Kim. Show Kim some love in the chat. As well as our boy PDX67, Richard. Show Richard some love in the chat for gifting a TrueLife News membership, as well as the super chat. Thank you so much. The Miss AJR, member of the channel, said, "I'm so thankful I found this community. God bless everyone." God bless you. The Miss AJR, thank you so much. Surgical Wizard, for your support, said, "I hear and saw a video on YouTube that has a judge blocking the redistricting in Texas. I don't believe it with all the fake news going around. Steve Bannon followed me on X." Hey, great. Show Surgical Wizard some love in the chat too, and they did. A Texas judge did block the redistricting efforts in Texas. So stuff is happening, everybody. And this is why, again, I'm so sick and tired, everybody. And this is why we did this and we partnered with Chapter, because the United States this year filed a False Claims Act against 3 national health insurance companies, 3 brokers alleging unlawful kickbacks and discrimination against disabled Americans. And whenever we saw this, whenever they showed me this, I said, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to partner with Chapter. It is open enrollment right now for Medicare. We literally have people that are being blessed like nobody's business because they're calling Chapter. The number's at the bottom of the screen, guys, 667-895-3015. We had somebody who, again, called Chapter yesterday, said, I called Chapter and thank you for your support and advertisement of the wonderful people who help seniors save money and to the amount of $2,000 to my benefit. That is a person on this channel named Thomas. Said, thank you, Joel. Love your show. Tell everyone, including Chapter employees, to watch. This is so awesome. This is what I love. We literally had somebody else on this channel who got over $1,000 in new additional benefits to help with gas and electricity and things like that just by calling Chapter. And it is free, everybody. Open enrollment right now for Medicare. Would be great if you have grandparents, if you have parents that are in Medicare, have them call this number, 667-895-3015. I promise you they will be blessed, because I'm telling you, the corruption is out there. The amount of billions and billions of dollars that have gone to the wrong people. Why do you want to keep paying more for health insurance than you should be? That's where a Chapter comes in to help, and they're free. The number's at the bottom of the screen, and the number's in the description, and I know that you will be blessed. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News.
Realize that the courts are going to back Trump?
Yeah, I mean, it's 21 out of 23 times.
23.
21 out of 23 times that President Trump has won at the emergency docket this year. That's 91%. And think about what these Democrats, members of Congress, are asking these CIA, other intel, military officials to do. They're to ignore the president of the United States. I mean,
to ignore or countermand his orders.
Yeah,
as commander-in-chief.
Let's come up with an example. I mean, we have President Obama ordered an extrajudicial drone strike and killing of American citizens, including a minor. Right? I mean, what if the CIA officers said, no, we're not going to do that. We don't think this order is lawful, even though David Barron, who headed the Office of Legal Counsel for Obama at the time, issued an opinion saying this is legal. He's now a judge on the First Circuit Court of Appeals. I mean, I can't think of anything more extreme than premeditated killing of American citizens, including a minor, and yet you're asking soldiers, you're asking CIA officials to make that legal determination, whether it's lawful or not.
I am not a proponent of actual kinetic activity in Venezuela. We've been pretty open about that. We think there's other ways to do it. Either Eric Prince has been here, either covert ops, or other things to get Maduro and his people out. You may have to come to that, but you got to go up the escalatory ladder. But I think what they're doing, you have a carrier strike group off of there. You have a amphibious ready group. They have briefed for the last 2 weeks the Hill on up to the War Powers Act, but they haven't, they've said, hey, we don't need to invoke the War Powers Act. You can see the possibility that if the president, commander-in-chief, orders the taking of talking about taking the seaports or the airports or the logistics centers.
This is so
what
big.
They're trying to do is get Navy pilots and Marine Corps officers and non-commissioned officers to say, I don't know if is this all gone through it? You can't.
Guys, let me tell you this. This is really starting to hit. This is big. What the Democrats did in calling for the military to stand up against Trump blasts seditious Democrat veterans punishable by death. this is the stuff that, again, too, it's going all over and it's blowing up everybody. And the only reason it is that Trump is saying this is because they literally called on sitting FBI, CIA, military members to essentially perform an insurrection against Trump. And this is big. If you appreciate what we're doing, guys, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. But now everybody's reporting on this. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is harmful rhetoric? Do you think that this is going too far from Trump's perspective? Because again, too, we have freedom of speech, but freedom of speech, there's consequences to it. And when you're calling, you literally tell them they must. This is what that Democrat said. They must stand against Trump and defy his orders. You tell me. Lori Rapier, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's go. Said, happy Thanksgiving to you and the True Life News chat family, helping the kids. I love it. Show Lori Rapier some love in the chat, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. We are 100%, guys, moving towards just an all-around truth, okay? The truth, like they say, is going to set you free. But the stuff that you're about to hear next, this has been happening, and the Democrats lied like nobody's business.
More dangerous, particularly people,
ethics committees.
I mean, Todd Blanche is not a guy who runs around with hair on fire.
Yeah.
He was very mad last night.
Yeah.
Right? This can't be allowed to stand, particularly when you have troops in the field. Lincoln and FDR would never have allowed this to stand, okay? They would take immediate action on this.
I mean, so look, this is, again, the most dangerous speech I've heard from politicians in a very, very long time. You have Democrat members of the House and Senate, wink, wink, nod, nod, telling intel officials and military officers enlisted to ignore orders of the President of the United States. They say unlawful orders because, of course, a 19-year-old, Army enlisted guy is supposed to know what's a lawful order and not. I would say this, that with the President of the United States, with his broad Article 2 executive power, with President Obama getting an opinion from the Office of Legal Counsel saying that he can drone strike, extrajudicial drone strike, and intentionally premeditated killing of American citizens, including a minor, and that was said. The Office of Legal Counsel said that was okay. I would say to military and intel officials, you better follow every order of the President of the United States. And if you have any doubt, the doubt should be in favor of following the order, because if you don't, you're going to end up in the military brig or worse.
The Ken Burns series, The American Revolution, which I think it's got a little wokeness in it. Don't get me wrong, it's woke because of Ken Burns and PBS, but it is extremely powerful, and I recommend every War Room Posse member watch it. And the reason is it's almost continual combat. The last two episodes, last 4 hours have been from, as we talk about here all the time, from the signing of the Declaration, the invasion of Brooklyn and Long Island, all the way through. They're now in January of 1778, and it's in Valley Forge. They fought the last 4 hours, a couple of years, they've nothing but combat. They're about to get into the part where they try to turf out Washington, because Washington has not won a lot of battles, didn't win Saratoga, Gates did. This gets back to the beginning. He gave some tough orders. You're supposed to have people just question the orders when he's in the field. Washington didn't stand for it. Lincoln didn't stand for it. FDR didn't stand for it. Trump's at that level. The president cannot stand for it. And people, I'm telling you, as great a job I think as Bondi is doing on certain things, like it is a superhuman effort at Main Justice, given the complexity of these cases and the kind of new ground we're furrowing, right? Because this is an interpretation of the Article 2 powers, and the justices are having to wrestle with this. You see the intense, 3-hour oral arguments on the trade deal, on tariffs, which we haven't, they haven't ruled yet. The complexity of doing that says on that level, at the highest level, she's doing a great job because they're strapped for talent. I'm not talking about some of the other stuff, but on that, they're doing a great job. Todd's worked up enough. Todd does not do a lot of TV. For him to go on last night shows you the seriousness. What would you advise? Because I know they look to the Viceroy to bring the hammer. What would you advise them?
I think Pam and Todd and Cash and the rest of the Justice Department team, Harmeet, Judge Janine, so many, Stanley Woodward, they're doing a fantastic job. Like you said, they've won 91%. John Sauer, the Solicitor General, they've won 91% of the cases at the Supreme Court's emergency docket. They are making bold and fearless.
Let me tell you this. You don't get to pretty much almost a perfect record without being right and knowing what you're fighting against. And again, this too, what you're about to see, the DOJ has now just charged and indicted a sitting Congresswoman, Sheila McCormick, over stealing $5 million in federal funds. This right here, I'm telling you, one of the first of many to fall because of the corruption that has been happening behind the scenes the entire time, everybody. This is why people get into Congress. Listen to this.
Meanwhile, a Democratic congresswoman could be facing 53 years behind bars after she was indicted by a grand jury in Florida yesterday. Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus McCormick is accused of stealing $5 million in FEMA disaster funds and using it to bankroll her 2021 congressional campaign. Mark Meredith is live in Washington with more on this. Good morning, Mark.
Griff, this is a wild story. Good morning to you. The Democratic Congresswoman is one of 4 people accused of stealing taxpayer money to help win an election. The indictment handed down in Miami offers some stunning details about an alleged scheme also under review by the House Ethics Committee. The Justice Department charging 46-year-old Representative Sheila Cherfilus McCormick of stealing disaster funds meant to help with COVID vaccinations, then laundering the money so she could run for Congress. Her brother, a political operative, and an accountant are also facing charges. The Attorney General says the Congresswoman conspired to steal $5 million, then tried to hide the money through multiple accounts to disguise its source. In a statement overnight, Pam Bondi said no one is above the law, least of all powerful people who rob taxpayers for personal gain. We will follow the facts in this case and deliver justice. Within the last hour, Fox obtained a statement from the Congresswoman's office. Cherfilus McCormick is denying the charges, writing, "This is an unjust, baseless sham indictment, and I am innocent. The timing alone is curious and clearly meant to distract from far more pressing national issues. From day one, I have cooperated with every lawful request, and I will continue to do so until this matter is resolved." We're hearing from fellow Florida Congressman Greg Steube. He issued a blistering statement over this, saying, "This is one of the most egregious abuses of public trust I have ever seen. Stealing $5 million in taxpayer disaster funds from FEMA, of all places, is beyond indefensible." Steube says today he plans to file a motion to censure his colleague and also hopes to expel her from Congress. We got a camera up on Capitol Hill, Griff. We're trying to catch her if she pops in to her office today. Griff.
All right, y'all. Again, that's the worst. To me, when you're stealing from people that literally need it the most, that to me is just, I don't even know how to take that. But I'm telling you, if today, there's like, everything that I'm showing you is so many different stories over what is going on of just cleaning up America. Trump admin announces overhaul of how it will relocate funds for housing for the homeless. $3.9 billion in funds previously used to place people in housing will now go to transitional programs with work requirements and for mandatory treatment for addiction or mental illness, okay? Beautiful. Stop just giving people money, but you help them transition. You make them work. Work is good for you, okay? This is the stuff that a lot of people, I don't get. They don't want to work. They become lazy. They want to live off the government. No, working is good for you. And mandatory treatment. If you are homeless because of an addiction or mental illness, you don't get a choice. If you're living off the taxpayer's dime, you're gonna get help. You're gonna be treated because we want to move forward and not carry people that don't want to change because they get a choice. No, if you want to live off my dime, you're gonna follow my rules. And that's what Trump and his admin are saying. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. PDX67 Richard, let's go for the super chat. Said freedom of speech doesn't apply to treason. Amen, brother. Show Richard some love in the chat. As well as Jogha said, thank you so much. Starting to think Pam Bondi is becoming another Jeff Sessions. I think she's doing better than the previous, but not as best as we think she should be. Also, Robert Cash, thank you so much, brother. Said, God bless our military and leaders. We appreciate you so much. And we thank you, Dave the Patriot, for supporting our channel through your giving. Chapter is amazing. And I know you're saying it's too good to be true, but I've got too many testimonials where people have been blessed exponentially and it doesn't cost them a dime. So that's where I say, give them a chance. Call them up. I'm telling you, you'll be blessed. But also too, the nuclear bombs just are falling like crazy, everybody. If you appreciate all the today's stories, hit the thumbs up like button, because I'm telling you, another one is here. Listen to this.
What do you do when Plaskett is in the bag for Epstein? Certainly Epstein's gone now, so she's probably real spun up, right? But in 2019, she was taking direction from the guy. Why? She needed his money.
Yep.
Let me put it like this. When she says, I didn't need Epstein. Yeah? Well, next campaign cycle, you needed another $250,000. And if you did what Epstein said and you were buddies with him, maybe he'd toss you another 30 grand. You expect me to believe you weren't going to go to this man for money? This is a nuclear bomb in politics. And it's sad that right now everyone's kind of disinterested and dejected, and the holidays are coming up, no one's really paying attention. And that's a shame. Because the truth is, Democrats had been colluding with Jeffrey Epstein and trying to pass the buck, blaming Trump. Well, let's see what happens. I don't think Trump's an innocent guy in every regard. I don't think Trump's perfect. But this is the cycle of the past 10 years. Stop making me defend Donald Trump, okay? If the Democrats went above board and criticized him where it made sense to criticize him, what could I say? You come to me and say, he's a crude, crass dude. I'd be like, well, that is, he did call a woman piggy. I thought it was funny, but I can understand why you don't like that. I can. But when you come out and make up lies about him and it's Trump derangement syndrome, you'll lose me.
I'm telling you, everybody, this is literally people that are literally in the middle, or they are people that are left that are saying, you know what? Trump, they lied on Trump. They tried to put this dude underground twice. Elon Musk says he would like to thank President Trump for all he has done for America and the world. This is, again, too, the boys are back. Show Jim Barbato some love in the chat, everybody. Bringing the popcorn. And our girl Anna for being a member for 6 months. I love it. Kimberly Rivas, 1776. Thank you so much for your support. Let's go. Show them some love in the chat, everybody. And to top it all off, again, Trump is winning massively. Listen to this from CNBC. The economic experts, the economists said that Trump would only add around 60,000 jobs in September. Well, guess what? He doubled it.
Here we go. This is the September jobs report. Non-farm payrolls are up a robust 119,000. 119,000 would be the best since April when we were up 158,000. In the rearview mirror, well, last month was downgraded from 22,000 to minus 4,000. Here we go. This is the September job.
Huge. 119,000 jobs. And then guess what? More is on the way, everybody. This is what I love, is that we had concerns over the shutdown. Now we're moving towards affordability. Listen to this. Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee.
From the great state of Ohio. I don't know if you heard my free market capitalism riff. Did you hear it?
I did.
The best path to prosperity. Great. Can I sign you up for that?
Yeah, I mean, it turns out, Larry, as you well know, lower taxes, less regulation, common sense energy policy leads to growth. Imagine that. And the growth that we've seen of late, you just talked about the, gas prices are down, inflation numbers are down. I mean, the price that it's going to cost families for their Thanksgiving meal, all that's down. The president's talking about that. But it's because they're doing the right kind of the policies you've always been for, whether it was President Reagan or President Trump, you've always been for. Less taxes on people who actually create and do things, the entrepreneurs out there, less regulation. We traveled to Europe this summer, and it was interesting over there. We met some of the people in the app community, and they said, if you got a new app, new idea, you don't do it in Europe because the regulations are so high. You go to America. You come to a place where you don't have the crazy regulations. You come to where Trump is reducing regulation and has the right kind of tax policy in place for economic growth.
I just think it's very cool. For the daily committee to unleash prosperity, Jim, 7 largest U.S. companies. We just some of our stocks alone would be bigger than virtually every other here. NVIDIA and Microsoft are now individually larger by market cap than any other national stock market except Japan. Apple alone is about the same as China. Then you go down the list of all these little countries. They're not little countries, they're Western European countries, but they can't compete. There's nothing like
Let's
it.
go.
Freedom, right? Capitalist economic freedom lets everybody create and use their God-given talents. That's the point. Right. Democrats want to stifle that. I don't want the state running this. I want you to run it. Individuals should run it.
No, exactly. And think about it. I think like 20 years ago, the European Union has, I think, about 100 million more people than we do. So they're like 440 million people. We're 340 million people. 20 years ago, the GDPs were roughly the same. And even accounting for Brexit, even accounting for the UK leaving, right now, when you look at GDP, annual GDP, we are so far ahead of them because we have smarter tax policy, smarter regulatory policy, particularly the stuff President Trump has done. So that makes all the difference in the world. God bless America. It's the best place to be, and everyone understands it. Now, the scary thing, everyone but the voters in New York understand it because the guy they put there wants government-run grocery stores, which we know are never going to work.
Well, listen, you want some Soviet-style supermarkets, that's fine. It's not going to work. Everybody's leaving New York and New Jersey anyway. Mandamiism will never work. People instinctively know that. But the other point here is, look, America is the hottest country in the world. I don't know what the right numbers. The website of the White House, I just talking to Edward Lawrence. So maybe there's $9.5 trillion being invested. Mr. Trump says it could be as high as 20 trillion. Okay, it's phenomenal. I don't. Just the 9.5 is fine. Hell, 4 or 5 trillion would satisfy 99% of the countries around the world. Then you have Saudi Arabia comes here. Okay, MBS comes here, and he's going to pony up another $1 trillion. All right, and what does that tell you? That doesn't happen. During the Biden years, that did not happen.
Nope.
What does that tell you?
And what also, guy, my goodness, because when you see this, you're super happy with what I show you. But then at the same time, you're upset because of what has happened, okay? In a jaw-dropping win, 2.57 million native-born Americans gained jobs since President Trump assumed office, and over 1 million migrants lost employment. In total, 1.23 million foreigners left the labor force. You want to talk about Americans, jobs, and all this being available, and how much, again, when you bring in 30 million people, they're going to work. I promise you they are. They're going to live in houses. They're going to get benefits. And right here, you're seeing it in black and white, how much it's changing since Trump has taken office for America first, always. Jim Barbato, OG of the channel. Let's go, brother. Give some big love to Jim Barbato for his support of the channel. Thank you so much, brother, as well as Anna Diaz for your support. Said, pray all you have had a great week. Amen. Thank you so much, Anna. We appreciate you so much. Show Anna and Jim some love in the chat, as well as Arthur Misa. Welcome to the family. Show them some love in the chat, everybody. This is big because, again, we're barely getting started, and the next big, beautiful bill that's coming, Big Beautiful Bill 2.0, is going to be huge.
money is pouring in here and that Trump has such an easy time persuading people to invest in America. What does that tell you?
Yeah. Well, they appreciate real leadership like they're getting from President Trump. They appreciate the common sense, smart economic policies that he's enacting. They appreciate what we did in the big, beautiful bill. I always say, you know, the big, beautiful bill was a great piece of legislation because the left hates it. And the left hates it because it didn't empower government. It actually empowered people, families, our economy, letting them keep more of their money to spend on their kids, their goals, their dreams, their small business. I mean, just what we did in that bill, work requirements so that able-bodied people now and their welfare system have to work. That's good for the economy. That's good for taxpayers. It's actually good for that individual. All those things that the left hates were in that bill. That's why the left hates it. But that's why investment's coming here. All those good policies that, again, come from President Trump's leadership.
So last one, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Senator Brasso's right. If you can get all the appropriation bills through, fine. But I'm telling you, you might have to go to reconciliation because I'm just saying, Jim, I'll get your take on it here. The Democrats will stop at nothing to undermine Mr. Trump, okay? They will stop at nothing to undermine him, his success, his economy. If they have to keep shutting the government down to wreck his superb economy, unfortunately, I wish this were not the case. There was a time in history when it wasn't the case. But right now, it seems like they will go to any lengths to stop his success. So reconciliation might be the best way to do it.
I agree. I mean, you're right. The one constant the Democrats have had over the last decade is go after President Trump. They spied on his campaign. Then it was Mueller, impeachment 1, impeachment 2, all the lawfare, Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Letitia James. Then it was Artie Frost surveilling everybody. Then it was Jack Smith, gag orders, raiding President Trump's home. Then shutting down Democrats. We're shutting down the government for a month and a half because it might hurt Trump. I mean, that's been their playbook. So, yeah, they may do it again in January. I raised this last week. I'm thinking just like Larry Kudlow, which means a good thing. So that's where they're at. And we may have to use reconciliation.
Yes,
You're
sir.
exactly right.
I just have a feeling about that.
Let me tell you this, everybody. You know without a shadow of a doubt that as local news is reporting, look at this. Charlotte, North Carolina teacher says his class of 16 only had 4 students show up amid ICE raids. So you're telling me 75% of that class, those kids shouldn't have been here? And I'm not saying anything against the kids, but I'm telling you the facts, everybody. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. The district had over 30,000 kids absent. That's in one district, everybody. Over 20% of the entire student body. The schools are not underfunded and understaffed. They're just full of illegals. That's a lot, everybody. That's why this right here matters so much. Because when we just try to do our due diligence of having free and fair elections, now you got California that will not cooperate with the Department of Justice over just cleaning up its voter rolls. They're literally refusing to hand over any information pertaining to their voter rolls. Why? Because I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, bet money on it, that they've got millions. How many people are in? Let me hold on real quick. What's the population of Cali? It is 39.5 million. Okay, I promise you there are millions of illegals, undocumented immigrants in that state. Let's see if the AI has any idea if there's any, how many. Oh, wow. Okay, right here. It's already said it. Pew Research has designated that, let me just pull this over for you because I love showing you the receipts. Pew Research, this is the question. Population of California, 39.5 million. How many illegals are in that state? Pew key estimates, Pew Research, Pacific Research Institute, DHS estimates 2.6 million. I promise you, That's enough to sway an election. Locally, federally, you can't deny it, everybody. The numbers are there. This is why, again, how do you refute what Trump is trying to do in putting America first and making sure that we have the greatest economic revival ever, and all the dang Democrats are focused on is protecting their voter base of how trying to keep as many illegals possible, making them even able to vote in their elections. So again, lots of stuff is coming, everybody. All this, listen to this.
We're told that $270 billion in agreements and sales are being signed between dozens of companies, and that's just happening today, $270 billion. My message to all of the leaders and investors with us today, and they are the best in the world, is very simple. Under the Trump administration, America is back and America is open for business, and America is actually stronger than it's ever been before. Ever. We're also making incredible strides to make America affordable again. That's a new word that they're using. Affordability, they talk. They had the worst inflation in history. They had the highest prices in history. The country was going to hell. The only thing that we're going up in is our stock market, okay? The only price that we really have. I mean, we're bringing prices down.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk's XAI and Jensen Huang's NVIDIA announced a partnership to build a giant data center in Saudi Arabia. It would consume 500 megawatts of power, enough to fuel several 100,000 homes a year. Jensen Huang, meanwhile, rejecting talks of an AI bubble as investors worry that the boom has pushed past practical applications and returns. Musk predicting AI will soon become so advanced, work will become optional. Watch this.
My prediction is that work will be optional. Optional? Optional. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional.
Well, that was an incredible panel to see the power of Elon Musk and Jensen Huang on the stage, Mark Tepper, and talking about AI and what they see in the future. True visionaries. It was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, AI, obviously, it's been the most exciting narrative over the course of the last few years as it relates to both the economy and the stock market. And fortunately, NVIDIA, I think they did a good job of kind of keeping that narrative intact with their earnings release yesterday. One of the things that Jensen Huang has been pointing out, though, is that up until this time, a rising tide has lifted all AI boats. So it doesn't matter if you're really good at AI. It doesn't matter if you're strapped for cash. Every single stock has gone up. I think over the course of the next several quarters, and Jensen Huang has kind of alluded to this, you're going to see that change. You're going to see clear winners, clear losers, and those companies that are disciplined as it relates to allocating their cash towards AI, they're going to be rewarded. Those companies that are reckless, they're going to be punished. But, nevertheless, AI is very exciting. I have no idea what making work optional would look like in society. I don't know how we make money. Maybe you don't have to make money. Maybe you grow all your food in the backyard. I don't know. But that's certainly, I would hope that's decades and decades and decades down the road.
Well, he's not the first person to say this kind of sentiment. Someone else told me that they're thinking that this is going toward a 4-day work week because you've got so much information and it will make your work easier. Now, the NVIDIA quarter is obviously driving market.
Now, I just want to say, like, all this stuff that I'm showing you, this is coming from the United States, okay? This is coming from the Trump administration, Elon Musk, people that want to do the best for America. And these guys being together means America wins more and wins faster. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate it so much if you appreciate this. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button. Ivelisse Nadal Amun, thank you so much, Ivelisse, for the super chat. I love it. First timer, member of the channel. Show Ivelisse some love in the chat, everybody, as well as Kimberly Rivas. If you're watching and you're not part of the family yet, please consider joining our family, hitting that subscribe button so that we can take care of you every single day with the breaking news. It is awesome. I love it. And again, too, guys, the sponsor that we have partnered with, Chapter, it's open enrollment time, and we 100% push this only because, number one, it's free. Number two, I have so many testimonials over people saving $2,000 a year, $2,700 a year, $1,400 a year, people getting additional benefits. And it's a free service, everybody. You can't make this stuff up. Go check them out. If this was a lie on this being a free service and all this, people would have called me out in the chat. We have a huge channel now. And this is where, again, to me, I want to serve you and bring the most value to you. So it's open enrollment time. You can call them up. Tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News. The number's down here, 667-895-3015. And they're going to take care of you guys. I just want to see more people be blessed. I don't want to see people wasting money, giving it to these big health insurance companies when they don't have to. Keep more of your hard-earned money. And again, it's one thing whenever, if you've already even got Medicare and whatnot, you've already got your plan, but to call and get over $1,000 in additional benefits, that's what's happened to members on this channel. Why not? What can you lose? That's the blessing. Like, what do you have to lose? Because it's free, and there's a really high upside that you're probably going to save money because they've saved seniors on average over $1,000 per year, and they've given seniors extra benefits. But I want to give some special love to those that have given today. Those, when you partner and you give on this channel, you are helping us to give to a greater cause, a greater purpose, and we give to a local charity live on stream. And to me, I'm so thankful for this blessing because, again, it's us being able to do things for those innocent. And I want to give some special love to Melinda Johnson for gifting 5 TrueLife News memberships. Show Melinda Johnson some love in the chat, as well as our boy, OG of the channel, Chris Prez, with the gifted 10 TrueLife News memberships. If you got a free membership from Melinda or Chris, show them some love in the chat, everybody. We can't thank you enough for your support. It means the world to us. Show Tijuana Border Jumper, Milton Burns, Functional Health Fitness. Thank you so much. First timer giving on this channel. Our girl, Patty Razor, member of the channel. Our boy, Thomas Brewer, OG of the channel. Been with us a while. Show Thomas some love in the chat. OG D-Dog, Robert Cash, Iris78, Slipknot, Kim Clark, our boy Richard. Show them some love in the chat, everybody. The Miss AJR, show her some love in the chat. Thank you so much for your support. Surgical Wizard, thank you so much. Lori Rapier, OG of the channel. Tracy DeCambre, being a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Dave the Patriot, for your support. Richard with the gifted membership. Jog Haas, our boy Jim Barbato, OG of the channel. Hey, he's a real one. Show Jim some love. Anna Diaz, thank you so much, Anna, for your support. Arthur, thank you so much. Kimberly Rivas, thank you so much to our boy Chris. And Camp Goer 1 said, praying for our military to stand with President Trump. If the Dems don't want Americans first, they can get out. Amen. Show Camp Goer 1 and them some love in the chat. Don't forget to show Chris some love if you got a free membership. Thank you so much, everybody that helps out. Mr. Norby, thank you so much for your support. Alice Lewis, April Green, Sherry Garcia. Thank y'all so much. Aaron B424. Thank you so much, everybody. I haven't seen B1 Sly one in the chat in a long time. If somebody's got his contact, show him some love. Let him know I asked. Warrior Woman for JC. Gina, thank you so much, Gina. Arlene, thank you all so much for all your blessings. Deanna Barkman, Jerry Milstein, Douglas Kubler, Surfing Bird, Emma Peel, MA View 3QN. Thank y'all so much. Allie Myers, Pandora. Y'all show them some love in the chat. We love you. Appreciate you for sharing our videos on X and Facebook. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.